Hey guys, Mark here. I know you haven't seen much from me today because I've been down actually taking care of some business and stuff. But as always, I'm always thinking about you guys and trying to do what I can for mankind. I'm standing here in front of the red brick house. A lot of you guys are new to the channel, so you don't know what I'm talking about when I talk about the red brick house. But this is the red brick house. And what this is this was originally the first school in Augusta County. It was built in 1820. That's right, 1820. So it is 200 years old today. Over here behind me is a cemetery that there's a Revolutionary War soldier that's buried there. There's some Civil War soldiers that are buried there. So this is part of our history. To make a long story short, the Walmart Superstore was built here and the city owned this. And until about 1995 or 2000 or so, they had rented it out. They had originally bought it because they were going to widen the road, but never did. The house had been in disrepair and coming apart, and they were going to destroy it. And what I ended up doing when I saw it, when it was almost too late, I basically started doing some Facebook posts, and the power of the internet got in touch with a lot of people who used to be part of the house. Well, I had some people that were interested in helping financing me to get this thing done, but it all fell through and I wasn't able to do what I wanted to with it. I have some old videos of it that I'm going to put out on the channel so you guys can see it. But we had taken off the old porch that had rotted out. Basically, we got it so it at least was sealed up. We prepared the brick the way it was originally done with lime mortar, and we started gutting out the interior of it. So this originally has a lot of history to it. In fact, one of the final battles of the Civil War actually came right through here. The battle for Waynesboro. It lasted for about 20 minutes. And basically General Sheridan and George Armstrong Custer came from the north and chased the Confederates on out of the town. And there's another historic house that's over here. And there's another house that's down on the river that I had wanted to get and restore because it actually had a cannonball that was lodged in the wall. So Michael did most of the, what? Is it gone? It felt it.
It looked like someone broke down.
Well, the door was, yeah. It looked like somebody had broken in. So I hadn't been able to work on this because I didn't have the money for it, but I'm going to find a way, come hell or high water, to get working on this thing because it's a travesty to have history messed up. What you're looking at down here are antique pine hardboard flooring. Excuse me, not hardboard, antique hard pine flooring that was originally hand cut 200 years ago. You can see the different sizes of things in here. This was all part of the original house. This is actually 18-inch thick brick walls that were parched up. So we're gonna restore this section like it originally was because this was a schoolhouse. This was added on sometime around 1900 or so. They have a block foundation, excuse me, a stone foundation over here that's messed up. We got to rebuild that. And we had gone through and basically taken everything down to the original studs. Studs themselves are still pretty good, but we've got to go through and we're going to try and restore this as much as possible. The window sashes I'd already rebuilt using the pieces that were still good and repairing those. The front door I made actually out of wood that was underneath the house. And you can see these are original floor joists that were put in 200 years ago. And this is the fireplace. And you can look and see the tub that's right here too. We're going to restore that and we're going to make another bathroom upstairs. We're going to basically turn this into the Woodbore's office / place that I stay when I come down to Waynesboro. And I'm going to find a way to get back working on this thing because it's a travesty that something, and you look at this handrails, solid, original steps, and you look at the timber and the brickwork that's all in here. So we're going to put beadboard across the top of this so we can have these beams all exposed. And we're going to have it so you can see the original brickwork and things that are in here. And see, this is, we took out the other walls that were in here as partitions, because this would have been how it was for a schoolhouse. So this is the original structure. Over here was the addition that was put on in the 1900s, and we'll make this into a bedroom, and we'll make that a bathroom right there. So my biggest problem is been trying to figure out how to, oh, let me show you this over here. How to get the money together, but what I'm gonna do with all the stuff that I sell from the wood board, between the channel memberships and any of the shot glass racks and stuff that I do, all of that money is going to go back to rebuilding this house. Because you look at this. I mean, look at this old fireplace, the metalwork and everything else that's in here. This is part of our history. And you can't go forward without knowing where you came from. I want you to think about this. When they were looking out these windows, when this house was first built, there were only 23 states in the United States. The end of the New World ended 50 miles that way. Kentucky and Texas and all those states weren't states yet. Railroads weren't invented. They were digging the C&O Canal because that was the only way that they had for transportation. And this structure right here, I am told, is the third oldest masonry school in the country. For me, let me show you. See this right here, this window sash? This is part of the original wood, and whatever was rotted out, I ended up rebuilding it. So when I got this place a couple of years back, all the windows were boarded up. So it literally had been 15 years before anybody had seen the light of day in here. But I fixed these so that way we can open up the windows and let air in. My dream is I want to restore the original part of the house like it was. And this house has a lot of history to it from, like I said, it was originally a schoolhouse. It then was part of one of the final battles in the Civil War. After that, Robert E. Lee allowed the Lee Masonic Temple to use it as their meeting lodge. After that, the town blacksmith used to have here. And we had tons and tons of people that are from the Waynesboro area. What? What's wrong?
How difficult?
How difficult what?
Is just from that wood. And they make some of those,
racks out of it?
Make a couple
of them. Well, the problem is that antique heart pine is when it gums up the sander. I want to do stuff with
I know about saying make one of them out of it.
Well, I've got some of that at home. I have some of that from Alice's house too. This is some of the original lumber from the house, from the partition walls. And so we're going to end up using this to go ahead and build things in the house. So that way we recycle what's here. But you look at this. Look at these beams. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. What's that?
Yeah, I'm the one that took all that down too a couple years ago.
Michael took all this stuff down.
Yeah, before
you look at this floor. It's amazing. So that's what I plan on doing. Just trying to get this place back together and save a little piece of history. And then maybe I can kind of pass it on to somebody else. So guys, I'm gonna get back to the man cave. It's gonna be late by the time I get home, but I'm gonna be ready for tomorrow for the draft. I'll check out the waiver wires and stuff and see what's going on before I get up the road. But as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Would you guys like to see me renovate and rebuild this house? Because we would definitely be live streaming while we're working on it from here. And I think that would be really cool. All right, you ready to rock and roll, Mike? Listen, these steps, I bet you steps at your house creak more than that. I bet you they do. They're solid as a rock. All right, see you back in the man cave.